the dick, JT, the guy everybody thinks is going to win, doesn't win. He fucks up, and the old man ends up. It comes down to the boat. It really wasn't scripted like this. Like the last game I was in it.
Wait, it was scripted?
It wasn't scripted.
Oh,
I was in it, the old man, JT was in it, and somebody else, and we were all, and I wanted to win badly. But I knew at one point I was mathematically out of it, and it came down to both of them, and it was getting served to me, and I realized if I don't return this, the old man wins, and JT loses.
Oh,
and I went, and it hit me, and I went, oh my God. So he goes the ball to me, and I let it hit me, and JT's like, oh, that's bullshit. Oh, that doesn't count. And the guy won because he was an A, and that was it. And he won the whole tournament.
Wow.
What we were originally going to have you on about was the fact that all of a sudden, all these things are happening.
Well, and we are. We're talking about that now. So what's going on? How come all of a sudden people are sort of taking notice to who was first?
Out of the blue, a couple weeks ago, I got a Facebook message from somebody that said, hey, I'm doing this documentary. I'm a documentary filmmaker. I wanted to figure out where the hell all this video blogging stuff came from because my nieces and they're all talking about all this stuff, and I'm trying to contact these people, and they won't even talk to me. Their agents and managers are putting me through all these, and so I looked up video blogging on Wikipedia, and you're the first, so I would like to interview you to see how all this started. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I met with her. Ironically, she works at CBS, right where I used to work when I was on the early show. She had no idea. It was just kind of one of those random things. So they're coming to my house and filming that on Thursday, the interview. And then a casting director friend of mine had an idea for a show about blogging that she's going to pitch to somebody in the industry who will remain nameless, and wanted me to be the pilot episode. So we worked everything out. We're doing that pitch tomorrow. And then out of the blue, a journalist friend of mine who I actually went to Africa with in 2009 now works for the Wall Street Journal and is pitching a piece about all the information that we're putting on the internet and what it's going to mean when we have kids and those kind of things. And she wants to start with me, obviously, because I'm kind of the guinea pig for, I have so much personal information that's online.
One of the things that, and yes, your wife is about to have a baby, and congratulations again, and that at some point that child is going to be a young adult and is going to be able to go and research their dad.
Yeah.
But also, when you're dating,
not once he pulls all that crap down.
When you're dating,
dating was awesome because of it, specifically because there were no airs about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's
also you have no.
I can't hide anything.
Yeah, exactly. There's no reason not to be honest because they can just go look it up.
Anybody I would have dated in the past so many years, I would just say, hey, this is what I've done. This is my whole life. It cuts through the bullshit immediately because what are you going to do? It's already there.
It's like she could have the first 3 dates without even seeing you.
And honestly, inevitably, people or their mothers, they read the whole thing. And that's actually where the issue comes up. I'm not concerned about my kid reading it. Because by the time my kid can read, I can kind of see where they'll go and so forth. And I have no regrets in that sense. What I have a problem with is that kid's 8-year-old friend is probably going to find something and then give the kid shit. And the kid's got to answer to me. Answer for me. And that makes me feel bad.
Go to his parents. Oh, so-and-so's dad does this. And it's like, well, no, so-and-so's dad did something 15 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I just teach my kids to say, if anybody ever makes fun of your old man, you just go, oh, man, yeah, I know. That guy's a douchebag.
But
what an asshole.
It actually
it's funny because I've been teaching your kids the same thing.
Yeah.
When I'd been, my wife, when we started dating, only for like 2 months, some of her friends got wind of the journey, and they started going through it, and they went off. They accused me of all this stuff and said he's horrible. This is all, and just. It blew up, and I wrote about it on the journey. Obviously, I'm like, holy shit, look what's happened. That made him nuts. Don't talk about me on the journey. I'm like, we're gonna stop with
Yeah.
It's like you're running around with your hair on fire, and I'm not supposed to report it. Like,
what kind of stuff are they finding objection to?
Well, that's interesting too. That by the way, you have obviously made no bones about putting your whole life on the internet for anybody to look at, and they discover this and then have a problem with it and complain to people that about it and.
Well, it's funny. They went on my Facebook page and slammed a song I did. And I responded on the journey, not even using their names.
Yeah.
I just said, man, somebody really had an issue with this, and maybe they didn't understand what I meant, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
That pissed him off. You must make him take that down. And my wife said, why would I make him take it down? He's the first video. What are you talking? Shut up. There's bigger things to deal with. and it became
That's
a
bizarre.
3-month insanity. And they would go through the journey and try to pick stuff out and say, well, I saw that he did this, and he did, do you know about this, and do you know about this? And Talia said, yeah, I do, just let it go. And we don't talk anymore. Yeah. So that's my bigger concern, is what strangers will do with information. I mean, I thought about what do Eddie Murphy's kids do about the tranny story?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, in a sense, that would really suck.
I'm sure he told them about it. I mean, you don't go up with your dad without him. And
but the other thing
grandfather's
is
generation.
literally 20 years from now, I don't think this is going to be as rare. I mean, people are so with Facebook.
Oh no, I agree. But
And our youth now are so willing to give up.
But Adam's
every
a trailblazer. He's gonna be the one. He's gonna be the one doing all this stuff before anybody.
They are, but here's the one thing. You can still on Facebook take down stuff. Now, it's probably still out there. There's probably a way to find it, but Facebook is a little more breathing. It's a little more, all my stuff's kind of locked in stone. Like, I can't just take away entries when they're numbered numerically. So, you know what I mean? So it's all kind of out there. I can lock some of them, but I don't. And the truth is that it is the truth, and there really isn't anything I really regret. It's there, it's who I am, and my kid won't have a problem with it. It's the other people that I think will have a problem with it.
Now, do you have on your Facebook or on your YouTube page, can people leave comments?
Yeah.
What kind of weird
It depends.
comments?
I mean, you're talking about, it's such a mixed bag of videos. You go from political stuff to comedy stuff to why is this guy crying, and and in the information on every single.
That you just described YouTube.
Somebody found all of the blogs that I ever cried on, and they made a fucking page of men crying. It was the creepiest shit I've ever seen.
And it was all you.
And I was like, I was like number 1, and there was like 4 of my crying videos, and then like 2 of this guy crying, and I was like, am I a part of some fetish I don't know about? It made me never ever want to show that again. So, I guess that could be a little.
Scared me right out of crying.
Yeah,
I don't cry
I didn't want to
anymore.
cry anymore.
Now I laugh when I'm
I
sad.
didn't realize how much I had cried on the blog, but after 1,250
Oh, it's a long.
videos,
Yeah, it was, I mean,
that's a long time.
So now, if people are, once again, what is the website for
Theofficialjourney.com.
theofficialjourney.com? And it's really, it's the website for your life.
Yeah. Yep.
Your life over the last 12 years.
And that page is literally from 1995 on, every month, every single thing that's ever happened in frustratingly detailed.
it's great. When you came on the show the first time, I spent some time looking at your site and watching those videos and kind of going through, and it's amazing. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It's like a yearbook. It's like if you did a high school yearbook, 1 week at a time.
Yeah.
Because it's so much information and kind of, and you've really done a good job of editing it down and filtering it down to the very kind of crucial components
I
of what's
only
going on.
put anything on that I feel will change my character. Or if it's something career-wise that might turn in. That's the only time I ever do
It's
something.
an amazing.
I have to say, there are a few people, and we've had some of them on the show, Tom Conkle being one, you being one, who I'm like, wow, I am so jealous because that fucker is so unbelievably talented. So
thank you.
And because you'll put on some kick-ass song one week, and then the next week you put on some kick-ass piece of music that you did, and then you're singing, or then you're doing something else. I'm like, well, where does it freaking stop?
One week he does a song, and the next week he does music.
No, like he'll write a song.
And then he sings.
He's playing.
Song? He's singing?
Give me the damn sound. Do you go back? How often do you go back and watch your old stuff? Because I literally do not go back and listen to these episodes, even though I've been doing them for 5 years.
Yeah, we never listen to our show.
I made it so easy to skim. It's all every year has a different color. Now, here's the thing that'll really fuck with you. All of my memories now, past a certain point, are only the videos. Something happened to my brain that if you say March 2003, I actually see it's golden. I see the entries. I actually see the numbers.
Yeah, that's weird.
And that's how I remember my life. Now, more recent, I have I have all the memories that we normally have.
Right.
But anything past like 7 years, I actually only have those videos I edited. So that means when I go and hit the videos, it's literally like reliving a memory exactly the way it is in my brain. It's kind of messed up. So often I do go back and look at some of those, just to feel the weird visceral feeling of going back in time.
I want to know what you expect to do with this newfound attention. Are you planning on doing a reboot of your vlog?
I made a documentary at the 10-year anniversary of I took the 2010 me and I went back in time, a la Back to the Future 2, and went into the first entry video, grabbed that Adam, and sit him down. I tell him the whole journey, and see if he still goes to LA or he stays. You know, because obviously I get divorced, all that, you know, and then you find out what if. The next morning he has a choice, which is he going to do? And then I go through all 10 years of what had happened. And I like the documentary. I think it's really good. My issue was in submitting to film festivals and that kind of stuff is the copyright issues get so hairy, because when I did all these video blogs, I didn't even think about putting a Beatles song in, you know, in something. So I've gone through and edited certain things, but there's so much material.
Yeah.
1,000 entries, and it was just so much work, and there was no business model for it. I wasn't going to make any money. I was literally going to pour thousands of dollars into putting this, hoping, and I didn't even know what I was going to do, and it was really painful stuff to go through. So it just kind of died down. But I got a Blu-ray out of it. Documentary's good. I don't know. I never know what I'm going to do. I just keep doing it. I just keep making videos. I keep creating stuff, and things kind of tend to just fall into place, and you run. So if the video blogging thing is now taking off because of these other video bloggers actually getting famous about it, you know what? I think, listen, if I get an article in the Wall Street Journal, or if these things happen, I will get spotlights on me, and I'll just have to keep following it. I just don't know what it's going to become.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, tying to that as a question, if you were to say today, I mean, now that this is a common thing, I mean, everybody's got a YouTube channel or a video blog or whatever they fancy themselves, a video blogger, and they were to come to you and say, you haven't been the first, having done what you've done. What's your advice to somebody who wants to do this?
You are the Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, exactly.
Except nobody does it the way I did it. It's like I started something that everybody said,
would you do
well, that's too much fucking work. I'm just going to do this. They're right.
Would you? Yeah. Would you do it the way that you did it today? I mean,
no. Of course not. I mean, hell, now you go to YouTube, you hit a button, and you're recorded. You hit stop, and you're done. I had to make and edit and compress and upload and do all these things, and then link to and. Yeah, I don't know what I would tell somebody. I mean, now...
but none of that has to do with the actual medium that you're delivering, and with the actual project that you're delivering, with the written stuff and the scripting and the thought you put into it. All that's still there. It's just a little easier technically to do now.
Right. I would have liked, and there are still a couple video blogs that do this, I would have liked, if somebody was asking me, for somebody to actually put the time in to try to tell a story. Like, think of an audience. Like, I always thought about somebody who was still back in Ohio wondering if they should come out. Right? So all of my video blogs were kind of geared towards telling them exactly what it felt like to go through all these different things. And I wish people would tell more stories. Like one of my blogs very early on, like entry 7 is having to dumpster dive for stuff and feeling embarrassed that I brought my fiance out here and this is what we're doing and what does her family think, and then I go through all this horrible...
And you got divorced?
Yeah, right. I go through all this horrible stuff, and then a listener of mine sends me a check for $500 and says, keep going. It was just like an overwhelmingly emotional, you know?
That's amazing stuff.
But people don't seem to tell those stories. They're more interested in, how can I make a video that's going to get a whole lot of hits? So I'm going to make something really funny and put my cat in it. You know, and God love cats, but, you know, there are just kind of bullshit ways to get a lot of hits. It's like be a hot girl with big tits or show your cat and dog.
Yeah, I tried that once. It didn't work so well for me.
Did you know there's actually a first annual cat video film festival? It just happened like last month.
God.
Yeah, it's too much, man. Like,
it's surprising we didn't cover it on the show, but yeah, there was a film festival strictly about cat videos.
With lolcats, the whole lolcats thing, I was like, I'm done with cats on the internet.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I mean, how many can you see? You know? And I know I'll be this asshole soon too, but the pictures of your kids, man, like, let it go. It's a big...
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about.
I realize that, and I know I'm walking into this.
Actually, we need to save that audio. That's
I've tried desperately. Like, I've thought about how am I going to video blog. Everybody assumes what I'm going to do is do it from the kid's perspective. Or I'm going to show all this stuff of my kid. I do not want the video blog to just be things of the kid. I want to focus a little more on what it's like to be a dad. Just all the neurosis of that kind of stuff. Because kids just look like kids. Sorry, unless it's tap dancing out of the womb. I'm not going to put the pressure on my kid.
Yeah.
You know, to show them all. I just think that's wrong. You know, there'll be a couple things, obviously. But I don't know. That's just what I think now, you know, September 17th, 2020.